What's going on, everyone? I am just a typical, average American here today to react to a video that was recommended to me. So, thank you for that. And this is actually about how a French submarine defeated a $4.5 billion U.S. Navy aircraft carrier during training, I believe. Here in the United States, we take a lot of pride in our military, and we spend a lot of money on our military. So this is a big deal. But I actually had no idea that this had ever happened to us. So today, I want to check out this video by the Navy channel and learn more about this. So let's take a look.
What if one of the most powerful warships ever built, an American nuclear-powered aircraft carrier worth over $4 billion,
Yeah.
were suddenly sunk by a single small submarine from another navy? It sounds impossible, yet in 2015, that's exactly what happened.
What?
During a joint military exercise off the coast of Florida, the French nuclear submarine Saphir managed to slip past the defenses of the USS Theodore Roosevelt, one of the crown jewels of the U.S. Navy.
Real? I never heard about this. I mean, I actually kind of think that that's on purpose. I think, if this happened, this is the kind of thing that we don't really like to talk about here in the United States. Like, this would not be good press. This would not be good news. But obviously, if this is just like training, on the other hand, that's the point of the training, right? To prepare and to simulate stuff like this. It's just like, well, I think Americans, like, we have a pretty big ego about this kind of thing. And yeah, I got to admit, I feel like I'm even a bit surprised. Like, this was a small French submarine that, like, sank the $1 billion U.S. aircraft carrier, the giant warship, basically.
And deliver a simulated strike that would have destroyed the carrier had it been real. At the time, the Theodore Roosevelt was preparing for deployment with Carrier Strike Group 12, a floating fortress of steel, 333 meters long, home to 5,000 sailors and over 60 aircraft, surrounded by cruisers, destroyers, and submarines designed to protect it from any conceivable threat.
Okay, now I'm just like, because that's another thing. Here in the United States, we feel like untouchable. Like, oh, nothing can happen. Like, plus we spend so much money on the military, and like, we're so protected and so much defense, and it's like, apparently this exercise proved that sometimes that doesn't matter. So it's conflicting, because this is like disturbing to hear that this can happen to us, but at the same time, it's good that we have allies that are willing to do these sorts of like checks and training and this kind of stuff to, make us aware of exploits in our defense or whatever. And how did this happen, I guess, is the next question.
It was meant to be untouchable, but beneath the waves, the Saphir, smaller and older, yet remarkably stealthy, was about to prove that even the mightiest fleets can be vulnerable when faced with an opponent that no one can see.
Okay.
The exercise was intended to strengthen coordination between allied navies and to simulate real-world combat scenarios.
Okay.
In its first phase, the Saphir was part of the friendly forces, helping the U.S. Navy practice anti-submarine warfare.
Wow.
The American crews trained to detect and track enemy submarines, confident in their superior sonar systems and layered defenses.
Yeah, that's another thing. I would think, like, it's a submarine. Don't we have radars and stuff that are meant to detect this? Or did this French submarine do something like really tricky? Or is it like just the technology is better? Or did we make a mistake? Or what? Ah, this is not the kind of thing like that you hear about too much. Like I was saying, here in the US. So I'm really curious.
Then came the second phase, when the French submarine switched roles. Now, it was the enemy. Its
Okay.
mission, to find and attack the Theodore Roosevelt and its protective escort ships. It was a
Oh,
daunting task. Dozens of American ships, aircraft, and helicopters were scanning the ocean,
yeah.
creating an intricate web of detection zones that should have been impossible to penetrate.
Okay. Well, that makes me feel good that we have this big radar detection Well, no, because it's not impenetrable. Because how did this happen? It's actually really cool that we do these. I'm very conflicted. Like, it's bad that we kind of lost this simulated battle, but it's really cool that we do this and other countries help us prepare in this way. And yeah, it's fascinating, honestly.
Yet, the Saphir had one advantage that no sensor could easily counter: near perfect stealth.
Oh,
The French submarine descended into the cold depths of the Atlantic. Every
okay.
man on board knew that a single mistake, a noise too loud, a maneuver too quick, could expose their position. Slowly,
Oh.
methodically, they began their approach.
Submarines are crazy. Yeah, I forget about submarines. Like, I don't think about that kind of thing. Those are scary. Like thousands of feet underwater, like this fortress. It's like under the fact that it's under the water. Yeah. Submarine I haven't thought about submarines. That's crazy. And I guess if you do everything right, like they can be pretty much undetectable no matter what you do.
Gliding silently through the water. Inside the control room, sonar operators listened intently, analyzing faint echoes and subtle vibrations, trying to distinguish the mechanical hum of distant ships from the natural sounds of the sea. Hours
Oh.
passed.
Is that how it works? You just have to like try to listen? Is that how it works?
Above them, the massive American carrier group continued its routine, launching
Yeah.
aircraft, adjusting formations, and running drills, completely unaware that an adversary was closing in.
Really?
Finally, at periscope depth, the Saphir's commander raised the scope for a brief look. There it was, the Theodore Roosevelt,
What?
100,000 tons of moving steel, cutting through the waves.
Yeah.
The moment had come.
Yeah, all I see is my taxpayer dollars. Literally right there. About to be blown up. Um this is insane. Like, and didn't they kind of know during the exercise that like they were going to be targeted and attacked and they still couldn't stop it? That's scary.
After finalizing attack calculations, the Saphir dove deeper and simulated the launch of its torpedoes. Had
Oh.
those torpedoes been real, they would have torn through the carrier's hull and sent it to the bottom within minutes. The radio
Oh my
message
God.
that followed was short, almost chilling in its simplicity. Captain, we have been hit. The unthinkable had just happened. When the
What? Just like that? So if you're like this French submarine and you dive down and you do everything correct, you can just like get past all the sophisticated American like radar and stuff. And I didn't know that's how it worked. That's scary. I guess that's why we have to do practice and training like this. But so if this had been real, they actually would have their torpedoes would have destroyed the not just the expensive warship, but like, thousands of American military personnel. That's pretty terrifying.
When the exercise ended, the outcome was undeniable. The Saphir had successfully sunk not only the Theodore Roosevelt, but several of its escorts as well.
What?
The French crew had penetrated one of the most advanced defensive formations on Earth without being detected, executed
What?
a simulated strike, and escaped undamaged.
Yeah, I never heard about this. I know that militaries do like training exercises and Yeah, I guess it makes sense that we do stuff like it's now I think it's awesome that we do stuff like this and that our allies like the French military help us with stuff like this. And it's a bit humbling too, I guess.
The French Ministry of Defense even posted a summary of the exercise on its official website,
Oh,
celebrating the success.
oh, I bet you know. And deservedly so. The French put it on their website like, yeah, we we blew up that American aircraft carrier. But like, training like blew it up.
But soon after, that report quietly disappeared. The U.S. Navy made no official statement disputing the result, nor did it offer any public explanation.
Really? Cuz as an American taxpayer, I'd like to know like what's going on here. Like we literally in the US, like we know so much of our money is going towards the military and it's like I want to know what went wrong. Like what's the problem here? Like I'm helping pay for this stuff. Like and also from like a national security standpoint, like just be transparent. What happened? Like we can learn from this, but like what did we do wrong? Um I feel like this is the kind of thing that we just don't like to talk about here in the United States. Like it's too embarrassing for us or something.
The silence spoke volumes. Within the naval community, analysts and officers understood exactly what this meant.
Mm.
Even the most powerful and technologically advanced fleet in the world could be vulnerable to a small, stealthy opponent
Yeah.
operating in the shadows below.
Yeah. Wow.
To grasp why this event caused such concern, one must understand what an aircraft carrier truly represents. It isn't just a ship, it's a nation's statement of strength, a
Yeah.
mobile airbase capable of projecting power anywhere on the planet.
Yeah, aircraft carriers are literally those gigantic navy boats that carry jets and airplanes and they can take off and land, right? On the boat. They are massive, right?
Each carrier costs billions to build and billions more to operate.
Yeah.
It is the centerpiece of modern naval warfare, surrounded by layers of defenses that exist for one reason only: to protect it. Losing a carrier in combat would not only be a military disaster, but also a psychological and political one.
Yeah, like that's a huge deal. Like having this sank in a training exercise, even pretend, is a big deal. Like I wonder if militaries around the world like took note about this and were like, "Oh, that French submarine just like exposed a huge like vulnerability in the American Navy." And like, God, jeez.
And yet, in this exercise, a single, relatively small submarine managed to slip through that wall of protection and deliver a theoretical killing blow.
Yeah.
For many observers, this was not just an embarrassing outcome. It was a revelation about the future of warfare at sea.
Yeah, scary.
A decade later, that lesson feels even more urgent. Naval warfare is evolving at a pace not seen in generations. Drones, hypersonic missiles, artificial intelligence, and long-range precision weapons are transforming how nations think about control of the oceans.
Okay, I think that's the end of the explanation of like this training exercise. And I guess the rest of this video is kind of what I was starting to think about myself. Like, this happened like quite a few years ago, and now it's like things are a lot scarier now. Like drones that can come fight and kill you from thousands of miles away. There's nobody even inside of it. Like robots fighting you. It's scary. Like, couldn't there, if some French submarine did this to us, like a decade ago, couldn't like a AI piloted submarine with nobody on it, like a robot submarine, come and do worse or just as much damage or be even smaller because nobody's on it? And that's terrifying to think about. So yeah, all I can say is I hope we've had some self-reflection since this happened, and the technology's probably changed so much. But this also just shows me how incredibly useful and how important it is to have allies that are willing to do these exercises and train with you, and even if it even if the simulation shows that they could blow up our aircraft carriers, which is kind of embarrassing, but thank you, because it is also a valuable lesson, and better do that in training than in real life, and we'd be unprepared. So there's both embarrassing and really cool aspects to this story. So yeah, this was fascinating. Anyway, if you enjoyed this, feel free to give this video a like or leave a comment with your thoughts on this story that I think most Americans don't know about. One of our $4.5 billion ships destroyed theoretically in a training exercise by a French submarine. Pretty crazy. And if you're interested in more videos like this, feel free to subscribe for more. And until then, thanks for watching, and see you next time.